Fantastic question, and it really comes down to three main things. Number one, does your advisor have a shaved head? Number two, does your advisor have a big beard? And number three, does your advisor have several tattoos? Now, if they can check all three of those boxes, you are golden. Obviously, I'm kidding. Sort of. Mostly. But it's actually a pretty difficult question to answer because it's very nuanced. Realistically, what you want to look for in an advisor is going to depend on what you're like as a client. But there are a couple of very overall general kind of things you might want to look at. In no particular order, the first one would be, are they licensed? And I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but I've seen a ton of people on social media giving out financial advice, and they're not a licensed professional. So be cautious of that. It's a red flag. Another one would be, do they have any designation? CFP would be the best, Certified Financial Planner. Other than that, you might look for a QAFP, or if they're with a bank, a PFP. Those are pretty good as well. But again, I know several really good advisors that don't have any fancy letters beside their name. If you want fully holistic financial planning, you're going to want to look for somebody that has access to several different tools from several different companies. If I use the bank example again, if your advisor is at a bank branch, chances are they only have their mutual fund license, which means they're not really able to talk to you about insurances. And insurances should be a part of an overall financial plan. As much as a lot of us don't like to talk about it, they are part of this complete breakfast. Other than that, the stuff you're going to want to look for is a little more, I'll say, touchy-feely. Like, does the advisor listen to you? Do you feel heard when you're in front of them? Do they focus on what's important to you? Like, if you go into your advisor and you say, my only goal is to take a really sweet vacation with my spouse in 5 years, and I need you to help me make sure I can accomplish that goal. That's the only thing that you care about. And the advisor shows you permanent life insurance. That's a red flag, because that doesn't fit the goal. Another thing, and this is a big one for me personally, is your advisor able to explain what they're doing and why they're doing it in a way that you understand? See, education is a pretty big component of what we do. I would argue it's as important as the actual planning. You should know and understand what's in your financial plan and why you're doing what you're doing. And if the advisor can't explain that to you in a way that you understand, that's a big red flag. Do you have friends and family that work with an advisor? Ask them who they're working with. Ask them what they like and dislike about that person. You can look for Google reviews, social media reviews. And finally, when it comes down to it, don't be afraid to meet with several advisors before you pick one. There's nothing wrong with dancing with several partners before you settle down, because you want to make sure it's a good fit. And the only way you're going to make sure it's a good fit is if you talk to several people and decide who's best for you. Hope that helps.